Good afternoon, everybody. John here at Havoc Maker Studio. So today we're going to cover a lot of cool things in regards to Marvel Crisis Protocol and, well, really Marvel tabletop games in general. So first up, let's talk about the Multiverse role-playing game, the playtest rulebook that is dropping this month, actually this week. A lot of people are actually able to order the product this week and get it on like Roll D20. Some people are able to get it from Amazon. I've got a copy being sent to me. In fact, between right now, 4:19, it's almost 4:20. Between now and 10 p.m. this evening, I should be receiving my copy. Super excited about that. So what I'm going to do once I drop once that copy drops into my lap, I'm going to read through it like you would not believe. I'm going to do a preview video to release it for tomorrow. And what I want to know from you guys in this video and tomorrow's video, since it's just going to be a preview, I want to know, do you guys want to join me for a live Q&A here on YouTube on this Wednesday, the 20th at 7 p.m., where I can have a bunch of pictures already set up, maybe even have one of my other cameras pointed down, and I can flip to pages, show you some content, and you guys can ask the questions about the dice system, how do you make characters, how are actions resolved, that sort of thing. Let's take a look at all that. Would you guys want to participate in that? I think I'm going to do it regardless, but I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. So make sure that you leave a comment before you click off the video today. In fact, while you're listening to me, you can type away. Make sure you're a subscriber, because also at the end of this video, I'm going to be announcing what the giveaway is for this month, right? And if you're a subscriber already or you hit subscribe today, you are going to be automatically entered into all of our giveaways. So congratulations. All right, so the Multiverse role-playing game is coming to my lap sometime today. I'll be sitting on my golden throne, laying in bed, frantically flipping through pages, trying to wrap my head around a lot of information that we don't have right now. So it could be really cool. I'm super excited about this. I've got a gaming group up here in Dallas area, already excited about this. We're going to marvel it up, and I might even do it at the North Texas RPG Con, which is in June. So I might just run it just because. All right, guys and gals, let's talk about the mini extravaganza. So Marvel Crisis Protocol, Star Wars X-Wing, Star Wars Legion, Star Wars Armada, all under the umbrella of Atomic Mass Games. We're going to be having a mini extravaganza on June 9th, 10th, and 11th. What does that mean? Well, we're going to take a look at last year, since they haven't updated their calendar on their webpage, which I'm going to, ask that they do at some point. They did leave up their previous schedule, so we can take a look at their event schedule for those 3 days and get an idea of what we're going to be seeing. But this is going to be happening, and if you guys know, I have made comments before and some criticism and some hopeful well-wishing that they would give us more information before then. But until that happens, right now, this is all we have to go on. All right, so mini extravaganza. Their last one was September 9th through the 11th of 2021. We can see that it started bright and early on a Thursday. And so this year, June 9th it's a Thursday again. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Opening ceremony, we get to meet. So here's their categories. Pre-post show stuff that'll go on every day, or at least Thursday, and then probably on Saturday. Developer and design team interactions. So that's when we're going to see the new stuff and maybe kind of like their thought process that goes into it. So we'll be able to see the new miniatures, maybe some of the new character cards or tactic cards, whatever it is that all these different games use. They have the fresh coats session, which is them showing off painting the new models and then gameplay. So we'll be able to see some gameplay. So they only showed it looks like 2 days on Friday when they showed off Star Wars Legion stuff. And then again, the new Star Wars X-Wing stuff. Marvel Crisis Protocol. So we do see that there's a lot of content that they will drop on those 3 days. At least I'm looking at the wrong colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits of developer and design team stuff, which like I said, that's where we're going to see the new stuff. Well, that's what we really, really want to see over the paint jobs and, the hobby hangout stuff, which is always cool because then we can be, if you like me, I like to sit down and paint and assemble stuff while people are talking and on Twitch or on YouTube, that sort of thing. That's always cool. But since we're having this drought, by the time this drops, it'll be 118 days if we get nothing else. 118 days of no new models, with the exception, I think, X-Wing. No, not X-Wing. Well, X-Wing is getting some new stuff dropped or already did, and so is Legion. So 118 days at least for Armada and Marvel Crisis Protocol as of if we get nothing else between today and June 9th. So that is really what people are going to look at, because that is also telling us what the rest of the year, then for quarter 3, it's April, May, June. So that'll tell us what we're going to be getting in quarter 3, which is July, and then quarter 4. So that's going to be very important that we see what that is, because that's going to really help set the pace for, really all their games, to be honest. So really cool that that's going to be dropping. So today I also want to cover a fan-made kind of a wish listing thing. It was my first try using InkPress. I think it's InkPress is the software, and using a template from a gentleman here on YouTube, and I'll get a link down in the description, for creating your own fan-made cards. Now, I'm not a big fan of using fan-made cards or even trying to come up with my own rules to test out on or just go have some friendly games with. I just like to use the rules because they're tried and true and 99% of the time play tested. But I wanted to kind of just tinker around with the software, and in case I wanted to do my own cards, but use the actual rules on other cards. But let's say I've got Jane Foster Thor, which I actually have that painted model from Nuclear Firefly, but I wanted to have her image on a Thor card with all the Thor rules, but with her image. I could do that, right? I could make my own version of the card. It's still Thor in all respects except for the image and the model. So that's really why I was looking at doing this, but I was like, we need a new Defenders leader, because Doctor Strange is cool, but his leadership ability is kind of And I wanted to talk about a really awesome character, Jessica Jones. Now, Jessica Jones has been a leader of the Defenders, and she's been a leader of one iteration of the Avengers. I think it was the Mighty Avengers, alongside her husband, Luke Cage. Now, many of you will be like, who the hell is Jessica Jones? Well, there's several ways you can check out Jessica Jones. First up is she had a wonderful comic run called Alias. And it's where she stopped being a superhero, which she wasn't really well known for being a superhero, but she stopped at superhero life and went into becoming a private investigator. Eventually, she got drawn back into the superhero life, working with the Defenders. Then she got, there was some Secret War stuff when she was pregnant with Luke Cage's kid. Then she joined 2 different versions of the Avengers, one where she was a support. She was actually part of the support team. And then the other one where she was a leader for the Avengers, that version of the Avengers. So the superhero life is in her blood. She just does her best not to really get involved in it. Now, the television show, the Netflix MCU version, played by Kristen Rittenhouse, I believe I'm saying all that right. was a much darker. I mean, Daly's comics were dark, and a lot of things that happened to her were dark. Her big villain, it was one that we've talked about here on the show recently in my last set of videos concerning villains. In fact, the Defenders villains was, I think it's Zebediah Kilgrave, basically the Purple Man, who had an ability to mind control people with pheromones and such. So he took over her brain when she was running around as a costume character called Jewel, and he did a lot of naughty things. Now, not naughty, I need an adult, non-consensual stuff. She didn't do anything like that in the comics. I think he did in the MCU, but not in the comics. But for 8 months, he controlled her mind. She did a lot of bad things, fought some people, hurt some people, and I believe she killed some people. And eventually she got into conflict with the Avengers, and the Avengers whooped her so bad that she was in a coma. And she was eventually brought out of the coma by Jean Grey. Jean Grey's like, oh, let's fix your brain pan so you don't get mind controlled again. Put some protective triggers and some psychic resistances in there so that won't happen again. So time goes on. She assembles the team of Defenders with Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Daredevil in the comics, as well as the TV show, though she's actually very reluctant in the TV show versus the comics. As I said before, she works with the Avengers, or a version of the Avengers that didn't last long. And yeah, that's where we're at. So where did she get her powers? Real quick, she got her powers from some radioactive wastes, basically, but also looks like it might be some retcon. She got some cosmic radiation from when Fantastic Four and Galactus fought. So basically, she's got superpowers from something that would normally kill the rest of us in the real world. So what are her powers? Well, she can fly. Yep, she can fly. She's super strong, superhuman strong, and she has superhuman durability and a healing factor. And of course, she's a private investigator and whatnot. So when I created this, mind you, this is just me guessing, calculating the best I can, because she's very close to being like Luke Cage in a number of aspects. So her health would be 6 on the healthy side. The day side would be a 5, medium movement, size 2, 3 threat or 3 points. Those are not familiar. Physical and her energy defense would be 3s versus Luke Cage having a 4 for physical defense because her durability is not as strong, but she's more strong or more durable or more resistant with the mystic side or the mental side. So that's why we give her a 4. Now we keep her strikes or basic attacks very basic because she's not known for super great power attacks and all that kind of stuff. So we kept her strike very similar to Luke Cage, but it just gains power. It doesn't cause stagger or stun, though we could easily slide that in there. And sucker punch, like the Sweet Christmas attack, but without all the extra little tidbits. We drop it down to power and then just treat it where she can throw people. So a little down power wise, but also still kind of keeping in with the theme of the character. Now we did put her as a team leader for the Defenders. The Secret Wars is her power, her leadership ability. And a lot of this stuff is just reworking other powers that I thought might fit what has happened to her in the comics, her leadership style, what her play style would be reflective of her comic book character and her MCU character. So, allied characters may reroll 1 attack die. Additionally, they may modify and reroll skull results while they are holding or contesting an objective token. Definitely fits in with her character. Rough landing. She is not great at flying. They talk about that in the comics. They show that in the comics. She is not good at flying. She's not supersonic flying. She can just kind of fly. We don't know how fast, but we know she can fly. So I figured give her a power in regards to her flying ability. This could require an action but 2 power cost. Place this character within range 2 of its current position. If this character contacts terrain of size 3 or less, it is destroyed. If this character contacts another character of size 3 or less, the next time it makes a strike attack this turn, add 2 dice. A little bit of a typo there, but like I said, this is my first time using the software today. This should have been another superpower, not a reactive power, but call it alias investigation. She's very good at collecting evidence and clues and such, so I thought this could kind of tie in on the tabletop. Cost 3 power. If there's an allied character or an opponent within range 2 of this character that has a secure token, she picks up and is now holding that token. This character cannot hold more tokens than the crisis specifies. So basically, she's good at finding clues, evidence, whatnot. I think that's a good way to pass on the secure tokens. All right, or extract tokens. Her innate abilities would be Flight and Street Fighter. She's been trained by the multiple Avengers, but she's more of a Street Fighter brawler. She knows how to move around in a street fight, which in a way is can be a little bit deadlier than a martial artist, or a little bit more potent, especially when you have super strength and durability to go alongside it. So when this character is defending against a physical or energy attack, targeting it from within range 2, this character adds blanks in his defense roll to its success. So we've seen stuff like that before with a whole variety of characters. Now, I didn't give her a healing factor because her healing, though it's accelerated, is nowhere near like all these other characters like Wolverine, Cassandra Nova, and such. And I didn't give her a reduce damage like an armor thing like Luke Cage, because though she is extremely durable and she can have buildings dropped on her head and somebody can grab her and drag her along the ground, creating basically tearing up the pavement with her face, she still bleeds, she still gets abrasions. She is not as durable as, say, Luke Cage, but she's well above, say, Captain America. So I figured just leave it alone, give her the street fighting that kind of ties in with her durability as well. That's just kind of you combine her combat style with that durability into 1 power. Mind you, this is all just kind of speculating, a little bit of fun with a program, but I wanted to at least give it a try and put my pitch in for Marvel Crisis Protocol, putting Jessica Jones finally down on the table. I don't use fan-made characters, though if there was a Jane Foster Thor alternate card, still using all the Thor stats, but with her artwork, I would definitely use that card because it's still Thor in all this rules wise, but with her art, because I've got a miniature and I really like that miniature, and I would like to use it. But other than that, I won't use anything that's made up, because I haven't play tested it and I haven't put a whole lot of thought into its character design and whatnot. But you can see the direction they could easily go with that character. We might do a little bit more. Let me know what you guys think of me doing stuff like that in the future and what characters you would want me to take a stab at. That I did in a couple hours. So if I have time, think of what I could do. All right, so let's talk about and wrap this video up, this month's giveaway. So if we have 200 subscribers by the end of April, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but we're almost there. We have 200 subscribers, then we are going to be giving away something, and it is Marvel Crisis Protocol related from Atomic Mass Games. I'll show that in just a second, but we need to have 200 subscribers, and I'm not sure how many subscribers. I'm not going to pull that up right now because I'm not sure what will happen to the screen. And you know what? Actually, I can pull it up right now. There we go. This will work. Let's find out how many subscribers we have, because we might already be at the threshold. I haven't even checked today. All right. We are sitting at, guys, 202. So we just got to get through the rest of the month. If we happen to get to 300, I'll toss in another giveaway. Hands down. I know it's only 13 days left, I think, but but if we get 300, we're going to give something else away. So what is this month's giveaway? Well, it is this Spider-Man versus Dr. Octopus rival panels. I will pay for the shipping, at least here in the US. If it's outside the US, we're going to have to talk. We might have to share shipping, or you might have to pay shipping. We'll figure, or maybe I'll order it in your country and just send it to you. That might actually be cheaper. And then I'll turn around and flip this, and we'll figure that part out. But if it's here in the US, I'll definitely cover the shipping. We'll get it to you as fast as possible, probably within a week of the drawing. And when is the drawing you're asking? Well, we're going to be doing it on, we'll wait for May 2nd. That is Monday, May 2nd. So that is 2 weeks from now, guys. That is 2 weeks from now when we will do the drawing and when I will ship it out. So who's it going to be? Is it going to be you? Is it going to be your friend? The more people we have also, the more that I will give away. So if you are a subscriber or you're thinking about subscribing, just so you know, you are automatically entered into future giveaways. Right now, there might be some stuff going on in future giveaways, like, hey, if you want an extra entry, make sure you do XYZ, but we'll get into that much later. Anyways, so stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll be having a preview at some point for the Marvel Multiverse RPG. And then Wednesday, no matter what, I might be the only one doing the live show, but we're going to do a live show 7 p.m. here on YouTube, doing a Q&A for the Marvel Multiverse RPG. All right. You guys have yourself a wonderful Monday and Tuesday, and I'll talk to you all later. Thanks for watching.